Okay, so I meant to I meant to have like a whole series on, or at least a blow by blow video on building this boom, but it just didn't happen that way because I ran into so many problems. So it initially started to where it was this I beam down here, and then I tried to strengthen it up by boxing it in. As you can see, I boxed it in with some flat bar, and then along the top here I put some 2-inch angle iron that's 1/4 inch thick, and then along the bottom I put some 2-inch or some inch and a half heavy wall square tubing, and all that to try to get it to where it wouldn't twist, right? Because I wanted it to be able to articulate. So I scrapped the whole thing except for the main turret assembly, the part that turns. And I put a 4-inch piece of pipe, right? So if you look at the whole assembly, this assembly right here, this right here is 4-inch. It's got a flange here, two flanges. Okay, because this actually has another 4-inch pipe here that is flanged together just to make it easier to disassemble and work on, and so on and so forth. Then that goes into a 6-inch pipe, and I'm really not sure what's inside here. I know that this 4-inch pipe right here goes all the way down in there because I pulled it out. But as for what makes it to where the grease works and all that, I'm guessing that there's a piece of pipe in here that this fits into pretty tightly, and then when you add grease, it just makes it glide. Because man, this thing glides, it glides like a dream, and I don't even have it greased up well. Anyway, so then you have this turnbuckle on the back that you can adjust the angle on, because this right here, as you can see, this is two pieces of pipe right here and right here that fit inside of each other to make it to where this can move, can articulate up and down like that, right? So anyway, I had this assembly all the way down to the frame, right? And the turnbuckle. And then it had a completely different boom. It had just a straight boom on it before, made out of that I-beam, which was junk. Let's face it. Whoever made that, it was a homemade job, which is fine. I mean, mine's a homemade job too, but if you're not skilled at welding and you're not skilled at fabricating, it makes it very difficult to make this stuff. That's just the way it is. So anyway, 4-inch pipe right here, right? So this is 4-inch pipe. It's about 8 feet long. Let me get a tape measure. Let's see. Where's the tape measure? Anyway, what you want to do is make sure it comes about halfway down the bed of your truck, right? This is a 12-foot bed. It sticks over in the back, so I'm guessing right around 8 feet. Okay. Then it comes to a piece of plate here. This is a heavy-duty piece of plate here. And what I did was I didn't want to make brackets, but I just got some rebar to fill it, and then just welded it in nice and solid right there. And I did the same thing over here. Okay, then what I did was, this is a hub assembly for a trailer. This, and then this is the spindle for that same hub assembly, right? And then this is square tubing, not square pipe, square tubing, thin wall. And then the reinforced side, just put some 1.5 inch angle on it. That just makes it to where it just gives it a little bit more strength. All right, so this is attached here, gives it a little more strength with this angle iron here. Man, this thing's solidly welded. You know, I could probably bounce up and down on this thing and not even bend it. I mean, this thing is solid now. No twist, no torsion at all. Really solid. Okay, then we come all the way down here. I got a just a little Harbor Freight deal here. What we did was I took some 3/8 plate, 2 inch by 3/8, cut it to the right size, drill some holes in it, and then welded the plate onto the tubing. All right, this is 2-inch tubing, this is 2-inch plate. Mounted this hoist assembly. This is some old extension cord that I had. I just doubled it up here and here. So I put the red on the hot side and then the white on the hot side, and then I did the green and the black for the ground. But because it reverses back and forth, you know, to go up and down, to retract and extend, it will each side will get hot. So what I mean is if it's lifting something, you know, the red will be hot. You know, it'll be positive. But if it's lowering something, it'll change the polarity and drop. And it'll reverse the motor that way. Anyway, so what I did was I took this extension cord, which I'll straighten this up later on. And that goes down through this piece of square tubing, or through the 4-inch round tubing, or pipe, sorry, and out the back and down through this little holder here, and then into a piece of pipe that was welded there. Not sure what that's for. And that goes down to a battery, which is under the truck. Well, the battery's not under the truck yet, but it will be soon. I wanted to show you guys this. This is something I've been working on for the last few days. I've had a few people ask me about it. So, and this is, as you can see on all this, I mean, I've cut this thing apart. And here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I just got tired of it not working the way I wanted it to. So I just said, you know what? Start over. This is the spindle. This is where the spindle was attached. This is where that thick plate was for the hub assembly. And as you can see, this is that square tubing I was telling you about. The reinforcement, the angle iron. This is the main part is I-beam. I mean, it was just not suited for what it was. But now, tell you what, man, that thing. I picked up I had an old trailer ramp. This guy over here. That guy right there, which is made out of some heavy stuff. That's all 1/4-inch angle and some expanded metal. Pick that thing up, no problem. And that's probably going to be heavier than any hives. And this thing's heavy. Ugh. That thing's got to weigh 100 pounds. It may not be as heavy as hives, but it's pretty heavy. Didn't struggle with it at all. So anyway, I know my backyard's a mess. Things are growing faster than I can knock them down. But It's just one of those things whenever you're trying to work full time and do bee business and fabrication and trying to get things where you want it. Whew, running out of time. Thank God for daylight savings. I know God doesn't have anything to do with that one, but I thank God for it anyway. And yeah, hopefully in the next week I'll have this bee truck up on the road picking up hives. Whew, all I gotta do now is make a little pickup rig for it, so that whenever you pick it up with the fork or with that hook, it's got a hook right now, so when I pick that thing up from the hook, it doesn't have any issues. I do plan on putting in probably an eyelid or something up there, just in case, because I have a drill operated hoist too. So just in case there's any issue with that one or whatever, you know, that way I can just grab it back up and go from there. But we'll see how it works out. Anyway, all right, guys, that's a pretty long video, but I wanted to give you guys a update on this truck. I know I really haven't talked about it a whole lot. It's been in sporadic videos, but I haven't really gone over it. But this is this is a bee truck I purchased, I don't know, over a year ago, almost 2 years ago now, and finally getting her on the road, getting her ready. So, all right, guys, have a great day, and God bless.